My friend, machinist, and maker Ray Pena made a sign for me. It's a 6-layered aluminum sign, cut out up in his shop in Delaware. I had won a drawing over in a private maker group. He was celebrating a subscriber milestone about a month back. Well, he just blew past that milestone at the time of this video. Let's unbox... Oh wait, like last time, the UPS guy tossed the box, flung it right into my yard. Crazy. I mean, one could call out or knock on the door or gate. Anyways, before I forget, I had designed some art for shirts, so I asked Ray if he could make that since I won the drawing. He has a make video on it, so I'll leave a link to it at the end and in the description below. Oh, afterwards, in this video, I did a interview with Ray, so you'll want to check that out too. This guy is a beast of a maker. So okay, let's unbox the 6-layered aluminum sign. Thank you so much for the sign, dude. It's an honor for me. I let my crew know about your work, but I suspect they know you already. For those of you that don't know, check out Ray Pena and his amazing body of work. Do-it-yourself boats, metal fidget spinners, furniture, and all sorts of builds. I'll leave Ray's channel link below and at the end. So check out the interview.
Dude, you did a badass freaking sign for me.
That's just a little sign.
Can you give us a little bit of your background and stuff that you'd like to share?
Sure. The making is something that I've been doing since I was a kid, and I've got a video on my 8-foot lathe on my channel. That 8-foot lathe I built when I was 16, and that was my second one. My first one, I built it and I had it for about a week. I'm like, you know what? I got it wrong. I took it apart. And then I built the second one. I had that one for about 20 years. So I've been doing that kind of stuff for a long time. And then I ended up studying architecture. And so I was an architect for about 10 years, and I learned a lot about design and construction. And I always had my own shop, whether it was, my first shop was a 4-foot by 11-foot entry room into the house. So in Florida, we used to call them the Florida rooms. So it was that little tiny Florida room before you went into the actual living room. And that was my first real shop when I was 16. And so my shop has gone from something like that to like a 300 square foot warehouse space in a storage complex, to my small shop here now at home, which is like 170 square feet. And I know there's a few videos on my home shop. So after I was an architect for 10 or so years, I met my wife and we got married, and her family owns and operates a machine shop, and they've had it for about 40 years. So it was a very natural progression to move into the shop. Her parents are in their 70s and they're looking to retire. So we've been working in the machine shop for about 6 years now. And it was just a very natural jump. And of course, it gave me access to all that equipment. And when I first started my YouTube channel, I'm like, you know what? It'd be nice to keep everything to the home scale. And I did a lot of projects at home. And then I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but there was something interesting in the shop, and I started filming that. Even when I was in the Army, I'm not sure. For our listeners who are not familiar with that, they have what they call MWR centers. So I used to go to the wood shop at And it's funny. I used to go to the wood shop, and they made me sit through like a 45-minute safety class, which was fine. And I said, yeah, I'm in here to use the lathe. I was 20 years old, and I said, or 21. I'd like to use the lathe. And there was an old guy behind the counter and said, are you sure? You think you can use that? Yeah, that's fine. Because I had been using one since I was 15 or 16, and he was a very nice old guy. And he said, well, okay. He gave me the tools, and all the tools were dull, and nobody had used the lathe in like 15 years. So I became the first person to use the lathe in 15 years. And before I knew it, people were coming up to me asking for lathe lessons. And can you make me this? I'm like, I'm just making a table back here.
The first time I saw your work was in a private group that we have somewhere out in the interwebs. And it wasn't the boat. You were actually doing I don't know if it was a collab or some sort of thing where you were making steampunk or reclaimed lamp or lighting using
yes materials. It's funny you should mention that lamp because I have it right here. I'm going to show you. It's sitting right here at the corner of my desk. So the lamp you were mentioning was 100% recycled parts. I didn't pay for anything except the switch. I had to go buy the switch, was $3, but everything was scrap, and it's not plugged in right now. But it was a part of a challenge that my friends and I, who have a podcast, kind of challenged ourselves with just for fun. And it was a lamp challenge, and there were no rules. You can do whatever you want.
But dude, your channel has blown up.
It has, yeah.
And there's good reason too, dude, because of the large range of things that you do, and you take on very sort of eclectic sort of projects. All right, so Ray, listen, I want to thank you for doing the interview, dude. You're the best. Honestly, I have no words to say for. I mean, what you built was out of hand. How could I thank you? Anyways, where could people find you and check out your builds?
It was a pleasure to make that sign for you. I think it's going to somebody who deserves it. So there's no need to thank me. But if anybody wants to find me, I've got my YouTube channel. You punch in Ray Pena. I'll be at the top of the list there. Ray Pena is like John Smith. It's very common. On Facebook, I've got the homemade lathe group where we discuss how to build homemade lathes of all types and a few other machines. And I recently got into the Instagram deal with my account, which is Real Gear Spinners.
Subscribe for more build videos. I'll catch you next time.